now. Let's move over to local news. Today is a big day for residents in Elmira Heights and Horseheads villages.
Yes, both school districts are on the verge of a potential merger, and today is the straw vote for community members to decide if that will go through. WENY's Isabel Garcia joins us in the studio now with a last-minute look of what you need to know before the polls open. And Isabel, what exactly does the straw vote carry with it?
Hello, good morning, Ross and Leanne. Well, even though the straw vote is non-binding, for the merger to make it to the next stage of consideration, it needs to pass with a simple majority, which means 50% plus one voter from each school district. And there's much more to consider from there. Take a look.
It's been more than a year since the Elmira Heights and Horseheads school districts began to look closer into the possibility of merging together, first undergoing a study reviewing the pros and cons of merging based on the time the study was conducted.
It makes predictions based on that snapshot in time, whether or not it would be feasible, whether or not you would save money, whether or not it would be better for the education, which should be first and foremost in my mind as an educator, although we have to be sensitive to the finances as well. It's really about kids.
Today, it's up to the public to officially weigh in, but there is a lot to consider before headed to the polls, with two key topics being education and financial. Educationally speaking, top pros to consider are expanded course offerings and projected high enrollment. Cons include enhancing those educational programs for all students, plus potential organization complications based on curriculum. Financially, the top pros to consider are extra aid for building additions and renovations, as well as incentive aid for the new district reorganization is estimated to be more than $60 million. Cons include tax rates. Consolidation would initially bring them down, but maintaining those rates is difficult to gauge. Also, the incentive aid would be greatly reduced by year 6 of the consolidation. Leaders within both districts ultimately hope community members decide to take action.
Another reason is to make sure that the individuals within each of the communities perform their civic duties and weigh in on this important question. After all, it's not the Board of Education or Administration that makes the decision. It's the will of the community. And the only way that is truly decided is by those within each community getting out and voting.
Now, the other important thing to note is, of course, polling locations. For residents living in Elmira Heights, you'll be voting at Thomas and Edison High School. For Horseheads residents, there are 3 school polling locations: Big Flats, Ridge Road, and the high school. Polls open at 7 a.m. and last until 8 p.m. tonight. For now, in the studio, Isabel Garcia, WENY News.